Looking for some fun science that can satisfy your sweet tooth? Well, come make some in today's Science Short.
Hey everybody, Kristian here, back again with another really cool science experiment that you guys can actually try at home. This week's experiment, rock candy, and the main ingredient is going to be sugar. Now the science behind all this is how sugar is actually going to be attracted to each other. These sugars form into crystals, and that crystalline structure is key for making some really awesome rock candy at home. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so to get this experiment started, first grab yourself some sugar and head on into your kitchen. Go ahead and start by getting a pot of water to boil on your stove. While the water is getting ready to boil, measure out your sugar. You need 3 times as much sugar as you do water. Once the water begins to boil, go ahead and turn it down to a lower setting. Once the water has stopped boiling, go ahead and slowly add in your sugar. You want to make sure to do this a little bit at a time, that way you can make sure the sugar is fully dissolved. Once the sugar is fully dissolved, go ahead and add in a little bit more sugar and continue that process until all the sugar has been added. Now once you've added all your sugar, your mixture should look a very dark brown consistency and look very thick and syrupy. That's exactly what you need. Once you get this, place the pot off to the side to cool down for about 15 to 30 minutes. Now it's time to gather your materials. You're going to need a few aluminum foil sheets, some different size containers, some clothespins, and a variety of different colors of food coloring. You're also going to need a plate thinly lined with a layer of sugar, a container filled with water, and popsicle sticks of various sizes. Now you can use different types of sticks, from popsicle sticks, wooden skewers, or even a wooden craft dowel. Anything that will work. Now what you're going to do is take each one of your sticks, dip it about halfway into your water, and then roll the wet stick onto your plate of sugar. This is a process called seeding. What it's doing is giving a layer of sugar on the stick for the rest of the sugar crystals to adhere to. As the rock candy is going to be forming, they're going to be sticking to these sugar layers. Now you want to make sure you repeat this process with each different type of stick that you have, and then set those sticks aside for them to completely dry. While doing this, don't forget to check on your sugar solution. You want to make sure that you mix it every now and then and crack the top to keep the sugar from hardening too much. Make sure you scrape along the bottom just to make sure all that sugar gets incorporated correctly. Now it's time to get our rock candy ready. Start by adding a small amount of food coloring to the bottom of your container. Use multiple colors if you want to create something cool. Also, if you have any flavor extracts lying around, you can add any of that to give your rock candy a little bit of flavor. Here, we're going to use lemon and orange. Once you have those, slowly add in your sugar solution, making sure not to add any of those chunks that may have settled on the bottom of your containers. Use some measuring cups to make it a little bit easier to pour. Once your solution is in there, give it a quick stir before grabbing one of your sticks and inserting it sugar side into the container. Now you want to make sure the sticks don't actually touch the bottom, so use these clothespins to help keep the stick from touching the bottom of the surface. Once you get it securely in place, go ahead and take one of your aluminum sheets, put a hole in the middle, and then slide it over the stick to help keep the bugs out. Now as you can see, it's not a perfect science, so if you make a mistake, that's okay. Just try again until you have the stick covered completely and everything securely in place. Now you're going to repeat these steps with any other containers that you have. Use different colors and different flavor extracts to see what other combinations you can make. But again, remember, make sure the stick doesn't touch the bottom. That's the most important part. Once you have all of your cups complete, you're going to want to set these aside in a cool place to dry for about 7 days. So we'll check on these in a week. Alright guys, now that it's been a week, let's go ahead and crack this rock candy open. So go ahead and grab any of your rock candy containers that you've made. You can take the aluminum foil off the top as well as the clothespin holding it into place. Now what you might notice is that on the top layer of your rock candy solution, it almost seems like it kind of crystallized. You can very easily break through that with either a popsicle stick or a butter knife. I'm just gonna gently break away at that top layer just to reveal this liquid that's still in there. Now for the extraction. Now this part, you have to be very careful. We just waited a whole week for this to form. You don't want to go ahead and ruin it by just ripping it out there. So you want to be very gentle, give it a little bit of a tug and twist, kind of shimmy it back and forth. Make sure you're not losing any of those rocks. And once you pull it out, you can see a lot of those crystals that have formed, right? What started as just a small layer of sugar grew into a much larger layer. Right. Now each one of these sticks is probably going to look a little bit different, so you can go ahead and compare some of the ones that you've made. But before you enjoy it, you want to just set this aside on a paper towel for about 15 to 20 minutes to dry, and once it's fully dried, then you can enjoy it. All right, and there you guys have it. We've got our lovely rock candy right here, right? So we've let these things dry for a little bit. Now we can go ahead and enjoy. And again, we've got a few different sizes, a few different shapes. So if you'll go ahead and make multiple rock candies, go ahead and compare them, see which ones worked, see which ones didn't, see if you can change your experiment up a little bit, maybe add a little bit less sugar, maybe a little bit more sugar, kind of change those variables up and see if you get different results. Thanks again for sticking with us for another Science Short. Stay tuned to all of our social media channels for more updates, and we hope to see you guys real soon. Hey everybody, Kristian here. I want to just thank you for watching our content. If you enjoyed, please make sure you hit that like button down below. Also, as you guys know, we're going through some very tough times, and our hearts at the Science Center goes out to everyone that's been affected by this coronavirus outbreak. And as most of you also know, we are a nonprofit organization. We rely very heavily on live programs as well as admissions in order to keep the Science Center lights on. So because we're not open, we do need your help. If you enjoyed our content, please consider hitting that donate button down below and giving anything you can. $1, $5, any amount will help us continue our mission to open every mind to science.